tomorrow I will be undertaking that ultramarathon. The ARC project, which is a company that put together a seasonal challenge in the UK, are hosting their ARC number 2, which is a summer challenge, a backyard ultra, which is 5 kilometers every hour for 24 hours. There's a couple of people that we know that did the Berlin version of this. Everyone said there that it was really difficult and there was only about a 10% finish rate. I've got a secret weapon, and my secret weapon is... Oh! Right, hello. This is episode 3 of whatever this YouTube series is becoming. At the end of episode 2, when I was at Rez's gym launch in Primrose Hill, I was talking a lot about a backyard ultramarathon that I was going to be undertaking. So today's date is the 25th of July, and tomorrow I will be undertaking that ultramarathon. So essentially, the ARC project, which is a company that put together a seasonal challenge in the UK, are hosting their ARC number 2, which is a summer challenge, a backyard ultra, which is 5 kilometers every hour for 24 hours. So if you get the 5k done in 30 minutes, you've got 30 minutes rest. Get it done in 35, you've got 25. But at the start of every hour, you're doing 5k, and basically going to be 120k in total across 24 hours. So we're off to Redbridge in the morning, kicking things off at 11 AM with the first lap, and it will go through until 11 AM the next day. A couple of bits and pieces to note: sunset is about 9 o'clock in the evening, and sunrise is about 5 o'clock in the morning. So 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 8 hours of running in darkness, which is about 40k. So yeah, it's going to be a marathon throughout the night, which is probably going to be the hardest bit. Highs, temperature-wise, are looking at about 23 degrees tomorrow, which should be just around after we start. So about 20k in about 4 hours, so around 3 o'clock, it'll probably be the hottest part of the day. And then lows, probably going to be a pretty chilly night. I think it's going to be about 11 degrees with a potential chance of rain. So yeah, exciting stuff. I've never done an ultra before, but this is why I wanted to do it, because we're in the high rocks off season. Training, you know, and work wise, everything feels a bit tame at the moment. So this is a good opportunity to do something quite fun and out of my comfort zone. But yeah, exciting nonetheless. Back to the first point that I made in the first video, I talked a lot about misogi, which is the Japanese concept of doing something difficult every 6 months. And this is my second misogi since climbing the mountain. So yeah, excited to see what happens. I'm really going to try my best and push to try and finish, and I really want that badge to say I did it more than anything. There's a couple of people that we know that did the Berlin version of this, which is essentially the same layout, running a 5k loop in Berlin, and they used a nightclub as their stop off point, and everyone said there that it was really difficult and there was only about a 10% finish rate. So tomorrow there's going to be about 90 of us, and probably only 10 of us are going to finish. So my goal is to make sure I'm in that 10. The very interesting bit is I've got a secret weapon, and my secret weapon is a man called Kieran Spooner. Kieran and I work together in the music industry, and over the course of the last couple of years of having worked together, we've both kind of spearheaded in different directions into the world of fitness, but have both, you know, had this mutual respect in terms of the drive that we've had and our goals outside of working in the music industry, especially in the world of sports. Kieran himself is an unbelievable marathon runner, and we've done a lot of training together, especially long distance runs. We've done West London to East London and back. That's quite a normal one for us these days. But yeah, I mean, Kieran came 9th in the Brighton Marathon with, I think, like a sub 2:30, and then he also did a London to Brighton 100k that he came 2nd in and did it in about 9 hours. So he's my own personal Goggins for this. So I know that as soon as it starts to get a bit difficult, I can just tell Kieran that I'm struggling, and I've basically got my own personal David Goggins for hire. It's a bit of a nuclear button having him, because I know that once I press that button and I call upon him for that dark energy, I'm probably going to have it with me the whole way, and I'm not going to be able to get rid of it. But yeah, nonetheless, things are looking good. So yeah, let me show you around the kit. Let me take you through the stuff that we've got. Foam roller, mat, camping chair, tent. We've got one tent between 3 of us. Another one of my friends is coming as well. But yeah, hopefully it'll just be a supplies tent rather than an actual sleeping tent. I've got a box of goodies here, which is literally just full of gels and salts. In here, I've got my sleeping bag. I've got some extra bits of gear, including knee sleeves, chewing gums, running belt, sunglasses, the lot. And then in here, some extra bits and pieces. I've got a headlight for when it gets dark, magnesium spray for the joints, Vaseline, and Sudocrem for all of the areas that get a bit chafed, and then I've got a bit of surgical tape just to keep myself tied together. Into the main bag we have 4 pairs of running trainers, a water bottle for curing, baby wipes, bottom wipes, and other bits and pieces, including a wash bag in case I get a chance to brush my teeth in the shower, which I'm hoping on, even in the 20 to 30 minute gaps. And then in here, I've got outfits for the night, outfits for the day, multiple pairs of socks, boxers, trainers, and the lot. So yeah, and then last but not least, Jemima's gonna come and get me the next morning. And I've got all my stuff for work on Monday in my work bag. So a pair of trainers, laptop, change of clothes to get me through Saturday, through Sunday afternoon and Monday, and then obviously GoPro equipment so that I can film the whole thing. So yeah, exciting stuff, but quite nervous to be honest. Don't really know how to deal with this or how to prep for it properly, but I've spoken to the owner. Originally the game plan was we were going to try and borrow my dad's Land Rover and use that as a base, and that way we would have heated seats, you know, car to charge bits and pieces, and even, you know, just putting the seats down in the back and making that a bit more of a space for a camping chair or, you know, a sleeping bag or whatnot. But unfortunately they can't accommodate a car in the camping area, so good old-fashioned camping. But yeah, no, really excited for tomorrow. It's going to be a big one, and yeah, aim is to finish. So I'll talk to you lot tomorrow in a bit. Good morning. I think we're ready to go. We've just arrived at Redbridge Cycling Centre for the ARC project number 2. Oh, about to get hit by a Tesla. But yeah, ready to go. We've got the car filled up with everything. Looks like this is going to be our indoor spot where we can have showers and whatnot. A couple of people with their camping chairs and bits and pieces. There's Jem. And we've got Smo as well. Yeah, signing in. Looks like it's going to be a bit of fun.
Apparently so.
I'm taking it this is the start line. Bit of music playing and whatnot. And then ready to go.
Hey guys.
What's going on?
How's it going?
Do you mind me filming? Is that
No,
all right?
no, of course not. Please
What's going on? Nice to meet you, Chris.
Nice to meet you. Chris, what's your second name?
Snodgrass, S-N-O-D grass.
Yeah, of course. How's it going? But you spoke on the phone, I'm Sonny.
Oh, you're Sonny. Mate, lovely to meet you. Apologies, wanted to bring the Defender. I thought it would be a bit of a cheat code.
It would have been sick, it would have been super good. But
yeah, I would have let you hang like one of the ARC project things on the side of it and everything, but oh well. Maybe ARC project 3, do you know what I mean?
Mate,
yeah.
Next time, we're thinking about doing a race soon that involves like a relay with vehicles.
Oh, I'm
So that would be really
100%,
cool.
100% game for
Are
it.
these your crew?
Yeah, well no, she's doing it as well, and then
Oh, okay, amazing.
Jem's my crew, and then we've got another crew member coming in the evening, so she'll take the band and give it to him, and when they both come back, that's
I'll
right.
just give you 2 bands right now.
Cool,
Perfect, thanks
So you
mate.
need 2 bands between both of you.
You want an extra one as well, don't you?
An extra one
There you go, Jem.
Someone who may be coming.
Let's have a look.
Maybe, thank you.
Ah, banging.
Perfect. Chris, I've done you. I didn't. Have I given you your number?
No, I'm gonna need it. Go on, what number am I?
Yes.
13?
We take 30 now.
Ah, fair enough. I'll take 17. And then these are my pins, yeah? Amazing. It's getting a bit exciting. I'm just waiting for Kieran to appear, do you know what I mean? He's gonna look like the wolf on the hill. I'm taking it, this is it. So you run up here and then, yeah, I think that's the start and the finish line. And then the camp's around the side. Yeah, right, we're gonna set up camp. Talk to you in a bit. Welcome back, tent set up. Hello, Jem.
Hello.
Got baby camping chair with all of the bits and pieces per round. Suitcase, bags, food, water, sleeping bag, pair of comforts just in case I need to get changed. Smo's here. Got the chairs set up and everything. Race number, ready to go. So exciting stuff on the way. But yeah, campsite looks interesting. Loads of people have bought gazebos, hammocks, tents. People are just filling up ice buckets and stuff so that we've got fresh water and everything. It's going to be a bit of a party, but yeah, they told us that the hot showers are going to be accessible all night. Don't know how many showers I think I'm going to get. We haven't even got a fucking table. But yeah, it's looking good. Ready to go pretty much. Mad. They told us that the whole area is going to be packed. So exciting nonetheless. But yeah, ready to get going. I'm going to try and bring you on as many laps as I can, depending on the battery, and then also whether I'm able to charge and whatnot. But I've got 2 phones as well, portable speaker and bits and pieces, so it's definitely going to be a bit of an adventure. And then underneath all of this, we've got breakfast, journal, and then my strategy to get me through it, mental, some geezers Berlin insights, protocol per round in terms of food, mental and recovery, when I need to start taking the head torch out. God bless ChatGPT. Yeah, ready to go pretty much. When we start doing the intros in about 20 minutes, I'll show you around in a bit.
Hi everyone, my name is James. I'm one of the founders of the Art Project alongside Hamish and Sonny. For the next 24-ish hours, I'm going to be your race director. Now that means any questions, any problems at all, you just come to me, you let me know. If you'd like a more, well, I'm still a female-friendly face, but if you'd like a friendly face that is female, then I've not told Pippa this, but you're welcome to go over to Pippa wave. So yeah, any problems at all, just come shout. We're here to support you the best we can. Right, on to the fun stuff, logistics. So this is a cycling track, by the way, if you don't know that, and it's 2 kilometers around, which means we have to do some funky stuff to make it 5K. So how it works is there's a big loop and there's a small loop, and to make 5K you have to do each one twice. So you go around, big loop, come back, small loop, and you've done half. Do that again and you've completed 5K. We've heard there is a little bit of elevation as this is an Art Project challenge, but you probably won't notice it. Once you've finished a lap, what's important is that you come over to this board here, and all you do each time you finish a lap, just get one of these pens, tally once, and hopefully by the end there's like all of the ones that you'll have done that lap, but that's all you need to do. Get back to your camp, eat, get warm, do your thing.
To be clear, that's on 5K.
Right guys, you've got 12 minutes.
10 minutes before you need to be back here. Go sort your stuff out, go get ready.
All right, let's get cracking.
1, let's go.
I think it's going to be really good until 11 p.m. And then we've got Kieran to carry us.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's going sub 30 on the first one. I'm trying to get the body moving a little bit, so I'm happy to be ahead of the pack. They'll probably lap us sooner or later. So that's fine. We're laughing. I just hope the battery holds in. But yeah,
Do you have the charger?
first lap. This is the charger, the handle. And then hopefully we can charge inside as well. We should be open 24 hours. But yeah, we're moving nicely. I'll check back in once we finish the first lap. It's the finish line. Round 1 done. Lovely stuff. Legs feel nice and warm. Ready to go. Do you mind just doing mine? Yeah. 1 lap down. See you for the next bit. For round 2, the time is 11:56. We're kicking off in 2 minutes. Storms are coming. I don't know where Kieran is. He's getting changed. Yeah, it's gonna get a bit crazy from here on out. Very, very crazy. But yeah, first lap was nice. Got the legs warm. A little bit of a stitch just because I ate quite soon before we started running. But that should have settled quite nicely now, because I don't know if I'm gonna get another chance to eat solids once it really starts picking up the pace and the body's working. A little bit nippy as well, but you know, we'll firm into the bit of the heat when we're running. And then yeah, just a couple of gels, bit of salt water, bits and pieces. But yeah, the music and the chest rig is probably going to be the most important thing, just to keep the vibes going. I don't know if I'm going to bring you for the start of every lap. It's probably going to get difficult, and I do want to save some battery for the night, but I'll keep you updated at least every other lap. But yeah, exciting stuff. See you for the next bit. So we've got to do this on the big loop twice. The incline very steep, but we'll hold in. We're currently running a 5:42 pace per K, so we're probably going to finish this one around 28 again, and just keep them moving nicely, fluid. There's a guy up there on the floor. I think he's taking photographs, so I hope he hasn't fallen over, because no one's overtaken us apart from Kieran. He's probably going to run a sub 20 and 5K again, but then that's that. Anyway, lock in later. Welcome back. Ready for lap 3. We're just about to get started. Everyone's lining up. The time is currently 3 minutes to 1.
So yeah, hopefully we just hit another sub 30 on this one and just keep ticking them off. This board is really motivational. Everyone's just got their times and their tallies on it, but it's gonna get a bit weird soon. Hamish ringing the bell. Ready to go. 2 minutes to start. It's gonna be fun. Catch you in a bit. Checking in. We're on lap, well, round 3. We've just done the first big loop, first small loop, and we're on the second big loop, coming back up to the hill. So how are you feeling?
Good.
Chilling.
I feel amazing.
All right, good to hear. Don't know where Kieran is. He's probably done by now. We've just passed 21 minutes, unless he's doing 7.5 Ks. But who knows at this point? But yeah, here we come. There's a couple of people coming down the hill now, so we're on for a good pace. But yeah, tunes are in full flow. We've got jungle playing now, and then we'll probably go into a bit of jazz or something, maybe even a podcast. Just keep the spirits high. But that's it for now. I'll see you after we cross the line. Right, straight in. Lap 4 done, 27. Get in the shower in as quickly as possible. We've got exactly 32 minutes until liftoff. Checking back in. We're on lap 5, 25th K inbound. That should say 5 in a sec. But yeah, life's good. Managed to bank a shower. Really happy with that. That was a bit of a game changer, getting the shower in. Let me clean you up a little bit. There we go, that's better. Yeah, shower was superb. Can't tell you enough how much I needed that. Just a reset, hot water, blah, blah, blah. Need to find a massage gun, ideally. I just want to make sure the legs are staying fresh and strong. But yeah, pace is sticking at about 5:30 per K. So we're finishing each one at about 28 minutes. Keeping it sub 30, I don't know for how long though. Maybe first half, maybe first quarter, who fucking knows. But yeah, no, really exciting stuff. But yeah, it looks like the rain's about to turn on us. So I've got the waterproof out. We're waterproofed up for this round. I don't know how that's going to affect our pace. I don't even know whose waterproof this is. I think this is my mum's. But yeah, it's kind of cute. Does the job. Hood up, all of that. Ready to go. So yeah, I'll catch you at the start of the round. 2, 1. All right, we're 1 quarter down, 30 kilometers banked. All of our 6 first rounds have been sub 30 per 5K, and we're ready to go again. Start line's getting ready, T-minus 4 minutes to go. It's already getting a bit exciting. How do I feel? Hamstrings are really tight, knees feel really tight, calves feel really tight. Mind is quite strong. It already feels like a lot of people have moved into the 40 minute per 5K category. But as long as we keep things around 30 to 32 for the next couple, I think it'll give us adequate time to just keep getting changed and sorting ourselves out. So it'll just continue being a party. So yeah, life's good. Well, listen, I'll check in at the end of the next round.
Probably a good place to show what's happened. The time is currently 11:33 on Saturday. I didn't even make it to midnight. Bowl of pasta, knee on ice, film, babe. Alright, I'll fill you in tomorrow, guys. In a bit. Oh my god, sitting down is hard. Hello. Today is Sunday, the 27th of July. The time is currently 9:22 in the evening. Let's review how that ultra marathon went. So, game plan was to finish, and that definitely didn't happen. And yeah, you're probably wondering why there was such a jump from being on probably like round 8 or 9 to suddenly eating pasta on a sofa, back at the flat, and basically a DNF. So essentially, I was confronted with this decision after a quickly rising injury. Do I, 1, continue this thing at all costs and potentially destroy my leg? Or 2, do I just, bow down now and drop out whilst I still have an opportunity to 1, get home, and 2, walk away with a leg? I think we set out a strong idea of trying to hit them every 5K, every hour. Sub 30 was pretty strong. Coming in at around 27, we cross the finish line, tally up, and then have exactly 30 minutes to kind of reset, get ourselves prepared, recover properly and efficiently, etc, etc. I think my heart rate per lap, except for the hill bit, was probably zone 2, sitting at somewhere in the 140 range. So yeah, life was good. I think it was all running smoothly. Got the first marathon done, and then round 10, just everything changed. I think first I decided that carrying the camera and the rig and the phones was probably not the best idea every lap, and so I started making conscious decisions about what I was going to take with me. For morale purposes, the speaker was probably the most important thing, so that we could continue playing music, but it also became apparent that just having your hands full was just wasted energy. So I was like, okay, do I need to take the camera for this lap? Do I need to take the phones for this lap? How can I start minimizing my weight load per round? But yeah, finished the first marathon fine. A couple of niggles the pure sport lot managed to sort out relatively quickly, just in terms of like halves and stuff like that. I'm feeling fresh, and yeah, just kept it moving. I'd say the only problem with our, what would you call it, method or practice and strategy was running that fast meant it was very difficult to digest heavy foods. So whilst there were people that were running 40-minute 5Ks that were able to shovel back ramen, rice, even bits of chicken, and their stomach could hack it running at that pace, we were on the easy digest carbs from early. No, I was sapping baby food, energy gels, and even just like protein drinks and stuff like that, because my body couldn't hack anything more dense as solids. So yeah, then what happened? Got to round 10, started climbing up the hill. I was about halfway up Mount Ark, and it just felt like my right knee exploded. It was probably top 5 worst pains I've ever experienced. It just felt like it exploded out of nowhere, and then panic set in. I was on the first run of the lap and complete panic set in. I didn't know what I'd done. It didn't feel like I'd stepped in a pothole or anything or done an awkward movement. I was just following the pattern of what I've done, and yeah, pop, made like a click, felt it all the way through my body. Yeah, instantly pace dropped from 5:30 per kilometre to easily 8 minutes plus on that lap. Because I'd banked half of it already, I was still in a position to get it done probably, I think that was around 33, that one. Maybe it was 39, but still, it just sucked. The rest of that lap was absolute shambles. Pulled back into base. I made friends with an elite marathon runner. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Yeah, he saw me in agony. And up until this point, I hadn't seen anyone apart from Nils and Kieran at that front of the pack. So suddenly, mentality, everything shifted from being in a very elite, strong position going into the night to thinking, I can barely walk now, and we're not even halfway there. So pulled back into camp, hobbled in, and then I went for my best strategy that I could. Quickly had a dunk in the shower, swapped trainers to retain, to find a pair of trainers that were non-carbon plated and to just basically run on clouds. So I pulled out a pair of RADs and converted to just the highest, thickest cushion shoe that I had, just help my knee as much as possible. I think panic also set in early because I pulled out the trail running sticks as well, which I was lucky enough to pack. My idea is that if I couldn't handle the declines and the inclines on my knee now, then I could walk it, and then as soon as I got back on the flat, I could start running again. Called Jem at this point because she was due to come down with Dill and see me for my pre-nighttime cycle. I just let her know that my knee was just gone. So yeah, so finished round 10 in a lot of pain, like an excruciating amount of pain, and was just struggling to run at all. And I think I finished that lap on 40 minutes. That was possibly the hardest thing that I've ever done, especially from a psychological perspective, because you go from running, with some elite guys like Kieran and even Nils, who were still clocking sub-30s by this point. And suddenly I didn't have my team with me. I didn't want to hold them back, and everyone's seen me basically run with crutches before we even get halfway. I tried to strap up my knee as best as I could, but there's nothing I could do at this point. So yeah, I crossed the finish line at 40-ish minutes, and then I spoke to Jem and Dill, who had arrived. They took one look at me and they realised that I was dying, which was a hard thing to process. But when you see it in other people's faces, by that point I was faced with two ideas, essentially. Idea one is, do I just essentially just keep going throughout the night into the next day for the next 12 hours at the best pace that I possibly can and potentially do irreparable damage, seeming that I was basically screaming and drawing tears on that final lap I'd just done? Or do I just fight another day and just call it what it is? So I went into round 11 and I tried to fight back. I wanted to get a sub 40 on that lap, and by that point I joined a collective of other guys that seemed to have leg and knee injuries by this point, or like pre-existing injuries, and they were just outpacing me. That was really fucking humbling, seeing a guy with like his full leg taped up with, I'd say, limited running experience, absolutely just putting the gas on me and being able to run. By this point, I've got 2 trail sticks under my arm and I'm moving at a very slow 8-minute pace and just having to grit my teeth and just fight it. I made friends with the proper backpack, and by that point, they were beating me up the hills, and I knew that I probably looked like I was a dying dog. There's probably a couple stragglers behind me. They were trying to get to midnight and or even just like 60k. I think at that point I just realised that if I was really going to do this and I really wanted to get to 120 and finish finish the challenge, it was probably going to cost me my whole leg. You know, like my whole knee had gone purple by this point. Bless him, the elite marathon runner who ran past me, he offered to tape up my knee again, and he did the best that he could. But as soon as I put any weight on it, it was done. Across the finish line, Jem took one look at me and she was like, if you do another round, I'm not going to be able to be here all night to take you when you need to go. So whenever you do DNF, if you do, or you want to tap out, you're going to have to sleep in a tent on the floor whilst everyone else goes at it. And 2, like, you're probably going to do irreversible damage, which is going to affect the high-rocks competitions that you've got coming up. Which was like, I don't know, it was a shame. And, you know, having to stand there and admit defeat in front of the board and cross your name out and ring the bell whilst everyone else is getting ready for the next round. And having made such a statement of being like a strong runner at the front of the pack, and everything going smoothly, that really hurt. I mean, yes, technically I can call myself an ultramarathon runner, having done the 55k, but that wasn't the goal. The goal was to finish this. The goal was to make an adventure. The goal was to have an experience of running throughout the night. And to some extent, even in a cringe way, the goal was to, you know, make some amazing content out of this. But, you know, nonetheless, we are where we are and it sucks. So yeah, I rang the bell, tapped out, sent Kieran my best, sent Nils my best, and I left them to it to crack on through the night. Round 12 would have been lovely to do, simply because that's when they announced that they were bringing out the head torches, and I think I would have just loved one night run, but it would have cost me a lot of damage to do that extra 5k, and then also I would have been just walking on my own in the darkness, you know. There's not many people that would have sat around and done a 57, 58 minute 5k just for the fucking sake of hanging out with me at the back. So I didn't want to be like an old dog that needed to be put down. I wanted to walk away and fight another day because I thought that would be the smartest thing with the rest of the comp season coming up. So I left the guys to 10. They cracked on through the night. I hobbled back to the car and yeah, came in, ordered pasta, and I just had a big think about it and just was a bit gutted more than anything. But yeah, as of today, it feels like the adrenaline's wore off a bit more than yesterday. I'd say during the race, I probably could have continued if someone had just given me a new knee. Calves, quads, hamstrings, even upper body, lower back, all of that was holding nicely, felt fueled, definitely was hydrated enough, had enough salts in me, everything was ticking nicely. Burnt over 5,000 calories by that point. I think I was on about 5,400, but yeah, the knee just didn't want to play. And for the sake of not doing irreparable damage and also holding myself together to build strong for Rome in September, Stuttgart on Halloween, and then London in December, I just didn't want to risk it. But yeah, I mean, look, congrats to Nils, congrats to Kieran, you know, that's my team, and you know, they smashed it and they both finished. I think there was only about 5 or 6 people that finished in total from what I've heard. I feel really bad because I heard one guy tore his hamstring at like 1 a.m. and then he was clocking like 59 minutes per 5k to the point where he didn't even have time to compose himself before the start of the next round. He just had to keep walking. Yeah, a lot of DNFs, but you know, what are my learnings from this? My learnings are my body's really strong, probably a lot stronger than I thought. You know, to be able to hold that 5:30 pace for the first like 10 hours was unbelievable. I think I had my routine down to a T. I had the best base camp by far. I had the best team with me, best vibes. Maybe I need to just get more mileage in, just in general, if I'm ever going to go into something like this. As Dill would always say, you know, train specifically for things if you want to do them effectively and well. And this is something that I did not train for. I train high rocks, you know, a bit of extra endurance on the side and maybe a bit of bodybuilding. But, you know, I'm not by any means a super ultra marathon runner that follows an ultra marathon program. So, you know, I think I'm surprised that I lasted as long as I did. But yeah, a couple of stats just while I'm here. What we got? My lap time splits. Look at that. So yeah, crazy. I hope that focuses. But yeah, you can just see it just dropped. You know, lap 9, I was like, okay, cool, chilling. Lap 10 blew up massively, and then lap 11, I was just out of the game. I think by that point, if you're clocking, you know, any slower than 42s, by halfway, you're fucked. Because going into the night, it's only going to get difficult, colder, harder to re-energize, and you've got that cumulative fatigue of each round building. So the body's just wearing away. And I don't think my knee could have handled any more of those hills, to be honest. I think the inclines and the declines were the things that was just absolutely destroying me. Today's been fun. Body has been absolutely destroyed. So looking at my Woot, obviously went into it with a 30% recovery, which probably wasn't great, but I reckon that was just pre-nerves because I did get 83% sleep. But yeah, the rounds were just clocking away, 20.7 strain, and then went into today with a HRV of 42, a resting heart rate of 60 last night, 42% sleep, and 3 out of 5 metrics out of range. So with a usual heart rate of mine being heart rate variability being about a 150, to basically get given a 43 or whatever heart rate variability, I'm surprised I'm even standing, to be honest. The adrenaline and the amazing Pure Sport salt and everything else have all clearly worn off, because I've basically just been ridden to the sofa all day. I feel battered, feel tired, feel a bit out of whack. Would I do it again? 100%. Would I do it differently? Yes. And will I make a full recovery because I played it smart? Yes. But that's life, unfortunately. Still glad that I got great content, and I feel very blessed to have gone back to back with Nils on that first 50k, because she's an incredible athlete, and it's been absolutely amazing to even be able to do an ultra just with her. Though, can you really call it an ultra if it's only 50? But yeah, anyway, that's episode 3. I expected this episode to go very different. I expected to be sitting here wrapped in a blanket, holding up a patch saying I ran 120k in 24 hours, but if I did that, I'd probably be getting my leg amputated right now. Currently got it on a bag of peas under the table, which I've sellotaped to my leg, which feels great. But yeah, walking at the moment is very tough. Anyway, next episode, Phil and I are off to Italy. We're going to get a full week's worth of training in. Hard session. And then next thing you know, we're off to Rome. But yeah, guys, thanks for having me. Trying to get better with this content stuff. And yeah, any form of support you can send, like, comment, share, etc. Massively appreciate it. Tell me what else you want to see. But that's it for today. In a bit.